going to be making Lamb Raan from Made in India by Meera Sodha. This is an absolute banger of a main course, a special occasion dinner for your family or for a group of friends that you're coming over for a dinner party with maybe an Indian food theme. Supposedly, Lamb Raan was invented by a king in India that befriended Alexander the Great and served this to him in a banquet. I mean, that was, 2,000 plus years ago. Who knows? India does have an ancient culture. All I know is this dish is absolutely delicious. You can carve it up like a carving station, and it comes with these wonderful Indian spices and these Asian shallots that are cooked in the juices of the leg of lamb. All right, guys, let's go ahead and hop into the kitchen. I'm going to show you how to make this. To get started with this recipe, we're going to make a spice mix that's going to go in the marinade for our leg of lamb. And we're going to take 1.5 teaspoons of cumin seeds, a tablespoon of coriander seeds, a teaspoon of black peppercorns, and the seeds from 6 green cardamom pods. And we're just going to put those in our spice grinder and grind those up into a powder mix. Into a large bowl, I put a cup of plain yogurt. I tend to get the Indian brand from the Indian grocery store near me, but I don't think it actually makes a difference. As long as you're using whole milk yogurt that's unflavored, that's what you want to use. Then we've got 6 garlic cloves as well as 3 inches of fresh ginger that I've run through a grater. We're going to put all that in. This is our spice mix from the spice grinder that we just made. This is 2 teaspoons of salt, 2 tablespoons of cinnamon, and 1.5 teaspoons of chili powder. And then over here, we've got a cup of ground almonds. And we're just going to mix all that together until we get a nice uniform mixture. Last little thing we're going to add to our marinade is we're going to take half of a fresh lemon. And we're just going to get all that lemon juice in there. If you see any seeds go in, I saw one just go now. We're going to go ahead and remove that and get that lemon juice incorporated, and that's going to activate that salt as well as some of the flavors in those spices here. Now we're just going to set the marinade aside, and we're going to score our leg of lamb. This is a 5-pound leg of lamb, and now what we're going to do is we're actually just going to cut deep cuts in a crisscross pattern across the top like so. And now we're going to go the opposite way. Here. So once you've done it on one side, we're going to flip it over, and we're going to do the same thing on this side. Back at our marinade, we're now going to take our leg of lamb, and we're going to go ahead and we're just going to get in there, and we want to get this marinade all, obviously make sure you're washing your hands and everything else before you get started on this part, but you want to get deep penetration and get that marinade inside all of those nooks and crannies that we just made by cutting into this. Once you're done getting your marinade on the meat, we're going to take this and we're going to put it in a Ziploc bag with the marinade, and we're going to let this refrigerate overnight. The leg of lamb has completed its overnight marinade, and you can already smell the spices coming off of this, man. That cardamom and cumin and cinnamon, it's all just really vaporizing well. So we've gone ahead and set this up in a small roasting pan on a rack, and we're going to add half a cup of water into this roasting pan underneath. And then we're going to loosely cover this with foil. And I preheated an oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. And we're just going to put this loosely covered lamb in the oven for, depends on how rare or how well done you want your lamb. If you want it more on the rare side, 2 hours and 15 minutes. If you want it on the more well done side, 2 hours and 30 minutes. There's about 45 minutes to go before our lamb roast is done. These are Asian shallots, which you can tell are smaller and rounder, almost like a pearl onion version of shallots as opposed to like the big, long, like European ones. But we're going to get about 14 ounces of those, and we're just going to drizzle them in a little bit of olive oil and toss that a little bit. And for the last 45 minutes, we're going to go ahead and put these in the bottom of the roasting pan with lamb. I just pulled this lamb from the oven, and it's looking and smelling really good. But now we're going to go ahead and recover this with foil loosely, and we're going to let this rest for another 15 to 20 minutes before we plate it. I've transferred the lamb to a nice little serving plate, and we're just going to surround it with these wonderful little pan roasted shallots that we made earlier. There we go. I finished garnishing with the shallots. This is just a wonderful family style main dish to serve to anyone who loves Indian food, or if you love lamb. It's got this wonderful spicy kick with the chili powder, and then also has those quintessential Indian spices like cumin and coriander and cardamom, and even this nutty texture forms on the crust of the lamb from those ground almonds. So go ahead and just make this and slice it up into individual slices. Serve a few of the shallots along with each slice, and I guarantee you'll leave everyone happy at the end of the meal. All right, guys, I'm going to leave it there, and I'll see you guys at the next video.